up a new video shortly after they had their first phone conversations with their relatives. You can see what just 60 seconds on the phone has done for each man trapped underground. Alicia Campos told me that she spoke to her 27-year-old son, Daniel Herrera. She is a widow. Her son is the center of her life.
It was a very short conversation. I was just able to ask him how he was, who he was with, that we were out here waiting for him, that he should be calm.
Pastor Carlos Parra believes that the miners' survival is a miracle, so he sent 33 mini Bibles down to their refuge.
I asked the mining minister if I could send down the Bibles. He said yes, so long as they were smaller than 7.5 centimeters.
The families of the miners are preparing for a long wait. For now, they sit quietly outside the mine. They promise to stay here until the last man comes out from the ground. James Reynolds, BBC News, at the San Jose mine in Chile.
The United States has imposed a series of new sanctions against North Korea by freezing the assets of individuals, companies and organizations allegedly linked to support for its nuclear program. The move is linked to the sinking of a South Korean warship in March, which killed more than 40 South Korean sailors. Pyongyang has denied responsibility for the incident. The Mexican Federal Police Force has sacked more than 3,000 officers, almost 10% of its officers. It's part of a wide-ranging effort to combat corruption. The police commissioner says the officers who were fired had either failed to do their job properly or they'd been linked to corruption or organized crime. The American computer giant Hewlett-Packard has agreed to pay $55 million to settle claims that it defrauded the U.S. government. The Justice Department said action would be taken against those who sought to taint the government's procurement process with illegal kickbacks. Talks have resumed between the South African government and the trades unions to end an increasingly bitter public sector strike. The president, Jacob Zuma, instructed his ministers to negotiate with the unions representing more than 1 million workers. Now we'll get on to cricket in just a second. That sport far from people's minds as the aid agencies in Pakistan say they're only reaching a small proportion of the people affected by 4 weeks of flooding. A month after the waters hit the town of Nowshera in the northwest, local people are complaining that reconstruction has hardly begun. From Nowshera, here's the BBC's Chris Morris.
This was Nowshera 1 month ago.
World community, I give you an SOS. Please save our souls.
Malik Amir Khan issued this heartfelt plea on the BBC when the floods hit his town. Now, 1 month on, we've gone back to see him. The debris of a family life is strewn all around. Nearly 20 feet of water came through here. The rooms are still full of mud. And normal life is still on hold.
We need everything.
So people like Amir remain angry, wanting more.
We lost everything. We lost our jobs, we lost our buildings, we lost our infrastructure, we lost our psychological condition. The difficulty is the government. I hate them. Difficulty is the government, the bureaucracy of this country.
Not doing enough?
No, not doing enough.
When the floodwaters hurtled through this community a month ago, local people say they rose about a foot every 5 minutes. And then they took a week to subside. And you can see all around me the enormous amount of damage that was done. Now people get filtered water provided by the army. They get food cooked by private charities. But precious little else has happened. Yeah. Just down the road, a small crowd follows the local district administrator as he starts to appear through a cloud of smoke. Everywhere you look, people are still trying to clean up the mess. At the crossroads, people are frustrated. Why is it all taking so long? He says he understands why everyone is so upset.
We're doing our best. I mean, resentment is always expected, but the government is, working and doing its job. And hopefully within a month or two, you'll see the results as well.
What do you need above all here in terms of increasing your rehabilitation efforts?
Yeah, we definitely need more machinery because, as I've said, the task at hand is the removal of debris right now.
For now, local residents use whatever is at hand to move things around. But the real task of rebuilding infrastructure has hardly begun. The government says it will take years to complete, and people will have to be patient. Chris Morris, BBC News, Nowshera.
Well, staying in Pakistan, because the president of the ruling body of world cricket, the ICC, says it will take ruthless action if any player is found guilty of cheating. Sharad Pawar was referring to allegations of a betting scam involving members of the Pakistani national team, which is currently touring England. In Pakistan, some of the most respected cricketing figures in the country say the damage to the national game could be immense. From Islamabad, Ola Guerin reports.
Anywhere can be a cricket pitch in Pakistan. Any park, any street corner. Cricketers are heroes here, and any stain on the team is a stain on the nation. So, plenty of talk on the streets today about the match-fixing allegations. In a country already reeling from the floods and the Taliban, this is